I was reading through the Skeptic's Annotated Bible and I came across this extremely interesting Midianitish deity. In English, we call him Baal Peor or Baal Peor, but in biblical Hebrew he is Baal Peor, Baal Peor, and this translates to Lord of the Gap. And the text here says, "And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab." So the concept of whoredom is tied up with this deity. The gap or opening in question seems to be the birth canal, the vagina. In the olden days, when one wanted to discuss a topic that was sexually explicit, he very often did so in Latin, and then he would leave the Latin untranslated. I've seen a few people do this. Here we see McClintock and Strong do this in 1880. I've seen Joseph Wheelis, who died in 1950, do this. I've seen Charles Chineke do this. And the assumption back then must have been that if you knew Latin, then you were sufficiently high-minded enough to read about sexually explicit stuff without then going and falling into debauchery. And so here in the McClintock and Strong Biblical Cyclopedia 1880, they say that this Baal Peor god or demon or whatever was used, and then they give this Latin phrase here, aperire hymenum virgineum or virgineum. So aperire in Latin means to open, hymenum is hymen, and virgineum is virginal or maidenly. So according to McClintock and Strong, this idol was, or at least it's been speculated that this idol was used to break the hymen. I think in the ancient world there were like dildo idols. There were idols with a dildo attached, and I think it has been speculated that this Baal Peor was such a god in the ancient world. Baal, of course, means Lord. In the Bible, I think husbands are called Baal or Lord. And I was on Wiktionary there looking up Baal. In modern Hebrew, it would just be called Baal or Baal. The ngayon there isn't really pronounced in modern Hebrew. I think some people do it as Baal, but mostly it has fallen silent. So in modern Hebrew, Baal can mean husband, but there's a bit of a controversy over this. I think that Israeli feminists don't want to call their husbands Baal or master or lord, and so they call their husbands Ish, which simply means man or husband. So it's a fascinating it's a fascinating language, Hebrew, and even if you only know a little bit of Hebrew, you can dig down into the text a little bit more than what you might otherwise be able to do by just reading it in English.